Hey fellas, Rusty coming at you, and today we're going to take a look at another RoseCraft Blades knife. This one is the Otter Print Barlow. Yes, that's right. Normally, the Otter Print Barlow is going to have a paw print right here on the bolster. I bought this one off of eBay, and the guy had removed it. So we'll get into my particular one and kind of get into the knife itself. So it's a single bladed Barlow. It is what they call an Andy Armstrong design. You should find his maker's mark right there, as well as the model number RCT020. So fantastic blade. I love the shape on this blade. We have some top swedging, which makes it kind of fancy, but just this design with sort of a cant down, you can see, and look at that. I love, it's almost like a Barlow, excuse me, not like a Barlow, but like a Tonto, because it comes up pretty steep. It go woo right there, which really allows, you can almost do some scraping kind of a thing. You can still do some draw cuts, but right here's where it really shines, I think, with a little bit of a cant down. That's going to be useful when you're cutting things. So we'll slow down, take a look. Now, this model number is advertised with Yellow Sandalwood, and I was shopping for a GEC single bladed knife in wood, and I had my eyeballs on, sorry about that, the wind came up. Anyways, I was saying, I had my eyeballs on a GEC number 47. That's a Viper. It's a single bladed with a Warncliffe, and there was one in ebony wood, and gee whiz, I think it was $250, $260. I just don't want to go that much if I don't know if I'm going to like that knife. But look at this, fellas. That's excellent fit and finish. Here's a look at that bolster minus the Otter Print. So I know some people like plain Barlow bolsters. I'm okay with the Otter Print bolster. We got great lined or ringed bolsters. Excellent wood. It's sort of funny how this is yellow sandalwood. I'll show you in just a second. Excellent transitions on the pins, excellent fit and finish. One design flaw I'm finding, in my opinion, is the nail nick is too close to the pivot, and that causes difficulty. It takes a knife that should have, a 6 pull and gives it one with like an 8. So let's take a look again. One of the first things I noticed about this knife was the slimness. That was the very first thing in my hand. Just the ergos, just the grip, just the overall feel, the overall design. Fantastic pocket knife because it's just light, it's slim, it's very easy to carry. So now, like I said, the action does break in. I'm going to say that based upon the assumption of one of my comparison knives. That comparison knife is RoseCraft Blades in Cane Creek. This is called the Cane Creek. Now, I wasn't happy with this one. The wood on this is, well, after seeing their RoseCraft blades first and then they do seconds, it's just boring. This one doesn't have these stripes in it. It also has a bit of a short place to the nail nick, but it's got an easier pull. So here's a little conundrum. This particular knife is known to have, it's advertised with red sandalwood, and this one is advertised with yellow. I am not a woods guy, but if you asked me without telling me which one of these is red sandalwood, which one of these is yellow, I would tell. If I didn't know better, this would be the yellow. So let's take a peek. If you want to see the model number on this one, RCT. Only can't read it myself. So hopefully it's coming through on the camera, but let's take a peek. You can see the little cant down. Not as much. It does have some, not as much. Very similar style blade in that they have these top swedges. I believe the cane crick is 2.7 and this one is a 2.9 inches of cutting edge. Other than that, very similar. Very good build quality on both of these. The wood, like I said, on my cane crick is a little bit, leaves a little bit to be desired. Now they did a little laser graving here. Should be looking at an RC, maybe even, yeah, RC for RoseCraft, excuse me. Fantastic action on this. Oh, I should be discussing. So clear in the half top, it's very flush. Well, let's take a peek here. Boom, boom, very lovely. This one, boom, it's also flush. Boom. Okay, so we're going to do some more comparison, and let's get out a knife you guys are familiar with, and that's the Case Sodbuster. So also very slim. This little thing where my pinky is fits into your hand nicely. This particular one has carbon steel. And I got lucky. I got this little white spot, which I wasn't sure what I thought about it at first, and now it's pretty cool. And I did an oil bath on this, and it darkened this bone. This side was much darker, much lighter than this side, so that was helpful, actually making them a better match. But there's your. So we're going to take a look at the blades here. This is what a lot of people might call a bull nose. Now, I think the cutting edge to cutting edge is very similar, although I do prefer a clip point blade to the Case Sodbuster. I'm going to also say the D2 is going to have a better edge retention. Not saying the knife, the D2 is better. A lot of people love carbon steels. I'm just saying it's probably going to require less sharpening. So, but gotta love the bone. I am glad to have this one in wood. I was kind of shopping for wood, like I said, wood single bladed knives. Final comparison. A lot of times I think if nobody's doing it, it seems like they should be. Let's get the GEC and the RoseCraft blades discussion. My opinion, RoseCraft is just built excellent, just wonderful. But they're not GEC. So this is a 77 pattern. They do make a 77 single bladed. One that's out right now that I'd like to get, about 250 bucks, is a Rosie Barlow. And the Rosie Barlow is gonna have, you know, that Rosie from World War II where she's wearing a red do-rag and she's flexing her muscle, kind of a denim shirt. Well, that's what they got on the blade edge, and it's a single blade. You can get orange jigged Delrin or black jig Delrin, but it would be single blade, and there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Usually the single blade is slimmer, more pocketable, and then with the double blade, obviously you're gonna have an extra tool. For not that much more pocket space, you can get this one. This particular one stinks a little bit on the location where you have to go over the pen blade to grab this. But let's see the action. Boom. So that GEC is a level up. It's smoother, definitely. So this one, easy to grab the hole, but this one is easier to pull, even though I would say the spring strength is very close. We'll take a peek at the blade grinds. You can see the blade swedge on GEC. And like I said, that's a sexy RoseCraft blade. But this is, gosh, guys, this, you can't copy this. You just can't. There's something about that very magical, although I would call these great working knives. I really would. RoseCraft blade for the money. Hard to beat. Oh, by the way, I paid $40. Here's a look at the box mine came in. As you can see, RoseCraft Otter Print Barlow RCT020. As I mentioned in the video, I'm not sure. This knife I bought used, so it may or may not be a RoseCraft RT020. But sure looks like one. So there she be, fellers. Got my Randy slip. It's a Randy WSG. RIP Randy. Hopefully you guys remember him. But done for the day.